1877 up. I can't quite see what limit up is yet. So, but this one feels like it's on the way to 20, 18 3/4. Technically 1877 is the high, up 45%. Just to give you some data here, prior bar low is 1653. Current bar low is 1817. So generally holding above $18, 18 pennies, pardon me, currently on the 5-minute chart. So that's what I'm looking at there. Neil's looking at this one as well, but I don't know if it's available for Neil. It's not available for me. So dropping down here a little bit into 17. So it's lost 18. Let's see if it holds up at 17 pennies. There's definitely that support at 17. If it holds up there, it could be good. If it's below, though, this area and that bottom wick, which is basically 16, which is basically 17, 16 and a half, I'd be looking for a bigger retracement, probably into VWAP, which is 16 pennies. So that's what I'm looking at there. But we'll give the boys another minute or so just to kind of get locked in. But yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And if GPUS is going to run here, I'm looking for the loss now of prior bar, holding up at 17. But prior bar is 1653. So if you guys are looking for trend continuation on the 5, 1653 is a prior bar low. If it loses that, it could be going down a little bit deeper here. But I think the boys are ready. So I'm going to send you over there. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. See you bright early on Monday. Take care.
Welcome back, everybody. The market is doing its best effort to get to the green. Of course, we already know what's going to happen if the S&P 500 gets green today. Joey options. You know, you better get that espresso drinking face ready.
That's crazy.
I'm just making it up. But the market looking pretty good on a hopefully V-shaped recovery, and we're already going to Adara at the desk.
I wanted to mention this really quickly here, guys, while I'm still at this desk. I know you've discussed this name before, Neil, as have I. It's Revolution Medicines. I don't have a ton of details, but apparently this name was mentioned as, I guess, at the center of deal talks before its latest readout. This being reported by Endpoint. So once again, more takeover speculation hanging out around RVMD. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. You know what? It was weird with this GPUS. Like, there was a moment where I couldn't throw orders, and then I could, and now everything seems to be fine. I'm guessing what probably happened was this thing doesn't do any volume, so it was blocked in the system, and then when it opened back up, there was like someone put a ticket in and it got unblocked because of all this volume, but it took a minute. Anyways, it's fine now, and I wish I hadn't. But anyways, I'm thinking I want to give it to that VWAP. I was reading through it. It's like if they're really, they might be launching a tender at 21 cents on this, but it's not as if like the board can think that that's nothing and not really care. So we'll see. If it can bounce off VWAP, I just kind of like threw an order out there on the way back in. None of them were accepting, and then all of a sudden it did accept. But if we don't bounce off VWAP, I really don't want to add to this. I'm going to give it like a penny or so. But what's more important is the market's going to go green, Joe.
Yeah, is it?
No, we're down 0.6, sorry, 0.7, right? We're down 0.7. I think we've got a chance. I'm just saying I think we've got a chance. Well, I am telling you there's a chance. And the reason I'm saying there's a chance is because this would be incredibly impressive. You have to think about what going green today for the NASDAQ or for the market would mean. I guess we said the SPY, that's why I have it up here. Usually I'll say the NASDAQ. The context of how weak things were looking, gap down, almost full 2% we hit at the lows today. You had a hot CPI and PPI print. You had the CBRS basically tanking all day yesterday on the hype of the IPO, and then all of that to end up reversing and ending on the highs is just incredibly impressive. It shows like when you're in a bull market, it doesn't have to seem rational. It just has to be good. I said in the chat that needed wasn't the right word. I was wanting Tesla to get into 431. I didn't get a reload of that. That's the other thing that I'm looking at right now, in addition to, what is GPUS? Does this company have a name? What's the name of this company? Whatever, I just call it GPUS. You guys don't care. Nobody does.
If we can.
I think it is just, whatever. GPUS, that's good enough. No, but seriously, Tesla has a chance to really reverse it. Down 3 points. This is one of the weakest names out there in the market. And I can tell you, I got away from CBRS. The downside of these IPOs is the best trade is the morning, is like the first day. right? Like, you know day one is going to be it. And then there's probably going to be one, like day two is going to have some volume, and you're going for that one shot. So I was able to get half back on one scalp trade that went halfway to, went from the top and was able to go about 10 bucks, but it just never really flushed into the bottom. So I'll have to slap the fail on that. I mean, it was unbelievable yesterday, clearly, but missing that breakdown kind of sucked. So it's really about, someone just said, Christmas, this retracement is good enough, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Bang.
Okay, well, I'm not saying, well, that's me. And I didn't have any gray hair, and I was looking at gift horse. Maybe that's how I got the gray hair. Okay, I'm not saying that this isn't good enough. I suppose that's, I should have framed that differently. It would be incredibly bullish if we were to get all the way to green is all I'm getting at. This is already impressive as it is. The fact that we're breaking out the highs. Like I'm willing to admit that this is already impressive. I was just sort of getting at the notion of going another leg further would be even crazier. All right, so we can execute on this thing, but I'm not gonna try to throw real orders out until we actually get the bid. Well, I got caught. So Sharif was trying to throw orders on and he couldn't. So I was putting in, I would put in a test order for just a small amount of shares. I'm like, okay, rejected. Put another one in, rejected. And then, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I was trying a couple of different gateways, and then I threw one in, and then all of a sudden, it was up here at the highs, and I was throwing bids lower, and then it accepted one. I'm like, oh, okay, well now I'm in, but we'll see. I actually do want to trade this if it's going to hold on to the volume weighted average price. But Tesla's on the watch, silver is going to be on the watch, SLV that ended up being a pretty big reverse if it can come back in. It was really one short in the morning, one attempt at a VWAP break, and then I didn't get this break, but I went immediately to Tesla. After this VWAP break, I just went over to Tesla because that was starting to go. But a pullback and bounce off VWAP for SLV is making some sense. Oleg saying CoreWeave right now. Let's throw this one up. Oh yeah, CoreWeave. I don't want to chase. I want to find something where I can catch either it's bouncing off VWAP or it's in the midst of a move. I don't want to chase any tops Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on the same page with you, Neil. I'm watching a couple of names kind of move without us here. So if we're going to remain strong for the rest of the session, then what we're going to do is just wait for some form of a pullback and look for indecision prints along the way. So we'll get into the detail of things. We'll pull up those lower time frame charts, and we'll look for hammer candles along the way. So what happened to my FIG position? I've been out of that one. We had that earlier in the day, and we added to it, but we never got the reload to work for us. We're a little bit early on it, which is totally fine. We had a nice trend on it, but we were just too early. And I mean, if you're going to look for any participants really start to step back in, I believe it's going to be. Am I logged in? Or are you talking to yourself? You got.
Oh no,
that?
I was talking.
Okay, they didn't let me know. I'm tapped in, so I can hear whatever. I didn't hear that, but I hear what you got going on. But here it is. As for the trade, we were long earlier in the morning. We got it all the way up to the top, and then we try our re-entry right here, an adding of shares. But it didn't work out as we slowly creep higher in FIG. The market's strong. When names are strong, a rising tide can tend to lift more ships at this point, considering we were already up 10+% around the lows of the intraday session. It sounds bad, but 2220 where we bounced off of, and then now we're creeping. So I wouldn't be surprised if we, at the end of the day, head towards the high of the day within this specific name. So you got that?
wouldn't be surprised if we were to see some updates out of Orogenics at this point, everybody, because ticker OGN on the NYSE American has activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational, and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Orogenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. That is ticker OGEN on the NYSE. And I see your super chat, Nick Dubs. I know what you're looking at. I see you. INOD on the 30, such a nice setup for a retest of 115. That is here. I have the E-signal chart up. here, just because I can, it's quick to go to the 30-minute and not have to get away from the stocks I'm looking at and trading and whatnot. 16% short float. Well, see, I agree with you that setup is good. But if you're not already in the long off support or one of the moving averages, or maybe the long breaking back through like a 90 level, then it needs this break, like a break of a local high here at about 98.99. But certainly it's got some juice. You got the support underneath. And, you know, anytime you're, maybe I should just go here, I'll do this so that this will be on a daily chart. And I can click to back to my P Pro chart, and then show you what we're looking at overall outside of the 30-minute, like parabolic move up, the retest, and then you're breaking out of that consolidation, right? So you're getting that little bit of you can't call it a bullfight, but you're pulling back in that support, and then you got room to the retest of the high. So breaks the 3 days down and then goes back up. One of the things you got to consider when you're looking at this is when you have confluence around a close and open like this, it implicitly turns into some kind of, like sometimes a resistance level up here at the 103 first. That's the difference between being, like it holds the low and you're long somewhere in here to the low, or you're trying to take this break and give it to the low. Well, that's 96, 97, and this level here is about $7 higher, and your risk is $11 lower. So it's a lot trickier of a trade to have that into the high if you can't bust there. But if you get it a little bit early off that support level, or maybe you go long when it breaks here and you're giving it all the way to this. There's lots of ways you can play it. Just watch out for that 105. And of course, it's the end. Like it's a Friday too, so it's not doing this now. Like you're talking about a swing trade as well. So obviously, that's a little bit different from any kind of a day trade. I'm going to go back over what is Tesla doing. Is Tesla
Figma's right back at the high of the day.
That stock is
it's going real aggressive right now too. Yeah,
bottom in on Figma.
It seems to be the case. I mean, we can pull up things from Selena. My vest is at home in the closet. Selena Johnson in the chat. My lovely girlfriend there asking me where my vest is. Yes, and I said it's at home in the closet.
I heard something other than vest and. Okay.
Oh, okay. What else did you? Something else? Okay. Yeah. We'll leave it at we'll leave it at that. So everyone say hello at Selena in the chat. Did we potentially bottom here? $15.96 on Fig. I mean, we were talking about some of the IPOs and how some of them have really been banged up. From where we're currently sitting at, we're still down 82%. It was hot for a couple of days, but then after that point, and I mean, we're talking from August last year, so a couple more months, and it'd be a year since it's recovered or it had the ability to come back into that opening price. If we do, that's a substantial return, but the bottom might be potentially in on this one here, Neil. I like it. Gemmy as well. Was it GMI, right? Gemmy Space Station.
It sucked today.
Yeah, it sucked today. It gapped up. Yeah, it gapped up, but it's still a short, right? So there's no relative strength stepping within this one, but some strength stepping into Fig. So not too bad of a look. I don't even know what to do from a downtrend standpoint. It's kind of more difficult to draw here because considering it's just like complete capitulation here off of that $44 level up into 573. So yeah, a little bit tougher of a look in Gemmy Space Station, but other than that, hello Selena. Yeah, there you go. You catch all the love there in the chat. What's up? Why hasn't
score bars? That's your thing, your go-to?
Score, yeah, I like score bars.
Okay.
Why did she say that?
No, because I was asking Selena, I'm like, how come this dude has never eaten apple pie before?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's a pretty normal thing.
Oh, but yeah.
I'm just trying to get the juice. You know what I'm saying? Like
he said he likes score bars, but we're trying to avoid that stuff, man. That's why I had to give you some of the candy here today.
Well, sometimes, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Aaron is going to seriously appreciate that.
There you go.
Because every time it's like, oh, give this to your daughter, I say, it's like, okay, Uncle Sean sent this, or Uncle Joe, or
exactly.
Auntie Ramin, like little things like that. And she gets all excited.
If she likes it, I got one more for her.
Oh, well, you got more candy?
Yeah, for her.
It means there's a limit to how much candy this child needs. I will tell you this.
There you go.
She gets enough treats. What do I like here? Not at VWAP, silver. Tesla not at VWAP. I don't see anything on C. If I saw a trade on this thing, I would go for it. There was a really good like wick of the high here for that one trade. And I was really liking the whole sit in it and just look for the flush. But look at how sideways it's going. I feel like CBRS is completely dead. So you're probably not going to hear me talk too much about that. Maybe Apple this afternoon. Ooh, but that's pulling back. Okay, Apple's strong. That's good, but like it's kind of breaking the uptrend and it hasn't really pulled into any support yet. If I zoom out here, yeah, you're waiting for what, 301 or VWAP if you're looking for a dip. So that's nothing. What else is going on? AMAT maybe. AMAT had a good Q. Good quarter, barely green, barely back into the green. Clear case of profit taking and maybe some market sentiment here for AMAT. This is a great example of this. No, it wasn't Meta. It was NVIDIA did this. Like, NVIDIA did this yesterday. Where look, see all this chop at the open, like chop, chop, chop. Then it starts condensing, and then you get the wedge pattern, and then the breakout, and then it's a long. This is the nonsense that will trip you up. Like sometimes you can, you'll suss it out, and you'll find the low here maybe, and grab that and give it to the low. Fair enough. Sometimes you really figure those out. But when this breaks and you get that little trend break, I find like there's like these moments where that's all you need is that one little shot. Oh, NVIDIA. Like try NVIDIA, fail. Get that one little break to the high. NVIDIA would have been a re-entry here, I think. That's all you're looking for. Now NVIDIA looks like it's a short too. Yeah, I don't like that long either. You just got to try to find that one entry point, I think. And Tesla's looking weak into VWAP now.
Yeah.
Come on, Tesla.
Come on.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a long off VWAP. That looks like catching a falling knife. Maybe we're not a long. Maybe I should be looking for something.
I grabbed some TQs off the highs here, which is slowly starting to cook up for us. Yeah, I mean, if we get any more of a breakdown, I have to be prepared for this level. There were some indecision prints off the highs that just really made me step in on this. So let's be patient, man. I mean, I don't want to hold this against us just in case the market does decide that it wants to rebound, but we're going to focus. If this level doesn't crack and the momentum doesn't start to pick up, we have to be prepared to get out. But it was working. It's nice when it's in the money instantly, and we're just going to be risking up to 35, so 15 cents. So with that being said, we want to give it at 2-to-1 at least risk to reward. So if we're risking 15, we're going to have to wait until 75s, a little bit less, 85s, I guess I should say. 76, 85 is where our target's going to be, and that's going to be around this neck of the woods. So let's see if we can get that breakdown. It's nice when a trade works instantly and we're not sitting in it. Now it's just a matter of what I was referring to yesterday, and I forget the name. It was in Bitcoin itself, where we were looking for those shorts, and I said, hey, a big factor is in how deep these pullbacks are going to be. And with us grinding higher throughout the latter half of the session, I mean, the lunch hour, as soon as we broke VWAP, we essentially didn't look back. So with that being said, I have to be prepared to get out of this. But the tape is starting to look a little bit more weak second by second here, Neil. I don't know if there's anything stepping in the market, but we need some of the larger names. There we go. Bang. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take some off as we head into 97. Boom, hitting that target immediately. We have to take a little bit more off. We'll leave some for a runner. I don't know if there's anything coming into the market right now, but we're really starting to flush there, Neil. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Selena, are you still watching? Hopefully, because there we go. We just banged that short to the downside there, Neil. Not too bad of a play.
Yeah, I think all you got to do sometimes is, like I was looking for longs and I'm not finding them, so the short is the way to go. I just went for the weakest name. All the names that were on my morning, I think they're short list, and went through them as quickly as I could to find one that I was either breaking under VWAP or breaking trend. I settled on Rigetti. Thankfully, I paid for locates this morning. Preparation is so important. If I hadn't paid for locates already, then when I saw this trend break, I couldn't have instantly hit it short.
There.
That's the thing. Like I wouldn't have had the ability. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, I think there's something.
Oh shoot! I have to restart my news. I got booted from my news.
Dude, there's something going on in the market right now.
Something is going on here.
Yeah, we'll take a little bit more off. We'll leave some for a runner. Not much going on here. I understand Adair is on our lunch. Nodi, don't rush, don't panic or anything along those lines. It's okay. We'll be able to figure it out.
We're really curling here.
But we are starting to come back in. It's nothing crazy. I mean, if we look at the grand scheme of things, Neil, the volume is an uptick, but off of these inverteds off the high, you'll respect this here. Gaurav on this. Boom, double inverted at the high. We take that short to the downside, and we actually put on our second best trade of the day. So not too bad of a play right there, Neil. We'll figure out what we got going on. I can pull up, actually no, I don't have my login on this one. On my computer, I can't use X because it just freezes it for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah.
Because it's, well, I mean, Chrome likes to hog a bunch of stuff. But I haven't heard anything. I had to restart my news because I wasn't hearing anything. I haven't seen anything on X which is going to cause it. That said, you could argue there's a bit of there's some technicals here. Like if you looked at what the market was doing, you did have a bit of a top. Remember, I was looking at Apple and I was like, oh, Apple. Okay, well, I can't flip stocks now. Okay. That was a little slow. Yeah, well, Apple was looking like it was already breaking trend and heading down. Like, well, this broke trend like $1 ago on APL. So that's sometimes when you see that. And I looked over and Tesla was already looking weak. I just saw Bitcoin roll over as well.
Yeah.
And you have the dollar going up. Like, there's just a bunch of stuff happening at the same time. And throw in the fact that, hey, let's remember, we came in today with it looking pretty bearish. Right, and the higher context is that all week long the chances of a rate hike have only been going up. So there's been some negativity into the market. That was impressive as it was that we got the V shape. You got to figure you'll quicker to take profit. Speaking of taking profit, VWAP is a place where it makes sense to. I'll hold. Like if I get a trend break tight to VWAP, I will hold to make sure the first exit is at the volume weighted average price. But then the rest is flush into not the low of the day, but from the bid at which the trend started, which here in Rigetti was like 17.75. If we lose 18, scaling out into that 17.75. What else is moving here?
I should have said if we didn't hit the high of the day or go green, you have to drink 5 espressos, Mike.
5 espressos?
Well, that's what you were saying there. But no, in all reality, that was, you got the short on Rigetti.
But I'm not first of all, like I've never. The reason why I said the espresso thing is because all week you're like, I'm not drinking coffee.
Yeah, well, I didn't yesterday.
So it wouldn't make sense. Like you'd have to force me to eat like a pineapple pizza, which I wouldn't do on that bet because I'm not confident. I wasn't confident enough that I would eat.
Even if the ham is on there, you're not with it.
No, it's. Let's put it this way. Yeah. If I do a bet to eat pineapple pizza on the show, it's got to be something bigger. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be it's got to be something that actually is better than if the market goes green today. We got to make sure that it's.
I hear you on that one.
Top.
Drinking
an espresso is not that big of a deal.
No, it's not. Except for it gives me the hella jitters. On Wednesday evening, I did not have a good time at home. That's for sure. Other than that, guys,
like news here.
Pardon me?
Still not seeing really anything.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I think it might have just been some offloading, but there was a couple of signals across the board that were identical. We're fortunate enough to play the support level break, and then bang, off to the races it goes on that one. So not too bad. A pretty quick flush on it. We're still holding. I have no issues. I'll try it. I want to try a peach cobbler. It's the same thing. Why isn't it called peach pie? Is it called peach cobbler? I don't know. You're asking the wrong.
I don't know the difference. So there's. Yeah. I'm sure there is a difference between cobbler and pie. I just don't know what it is. Just look. You probably.
We can figure that out real quick.
Just ask Gemini.
Exactly. There's a DRAM, guys. Right back to this gap. So we're starting to breach that almost. Actually, there's a wick there, but $51, and we were looking at a low of 50 on the day. So not too bad. And if SanDisk and Micron started to recover, excuse me, that's not so horrible now, is it? Okay, not as strong. And I understand that, like. SNDK, eventually you're gonna cool down, right? And I use the the comparison within the silver trade, Neil. Remember when silver was the hottest thing for that couple of months, and then eventually it just cooled down? I'm not gonna say that's necessarily gonna be the exact same case within the memory plays. I think there's more behind it. But with silver, when we broke out in November, you have like a month and a half where it was literally the hottest trade out there. If you weren't trading silver in the intraday session, then I was like, what are you doing? And it was the exact same thing with MU, right? MU hot for quite quite some time in SanDisk, but eventually you will cool down and you will see a rotation into other names. And I think a part of that was we were seeing the rotation into NVDA, maybe even the cybersecurity names, a sector or subsector that isn't as talked about, but we've seen what PanW and we've seen what CrowdStrike has been up to for the past couple of sessions. 7-day green streak in the cybersecurity names. So
the CrowdStrike has been a god.
I agree with you, Austin. I think it's a different story.
Say again?
No, he's saying the memory story is a different one compared to silver. But what I'm getting at is fundamentally the same thing in just how you're hot one day and you cool down. You can't be red hot forever, right?
Yeah, of course. Like everything, things go in cycles. But like I think silver, like there was some, there was some squeeze-ish action to what was really going on. You had a long-term breakout that ended up happening if you pull like 3-month charts on it, and it kept on accelerating, and then it's been a little bit more normal since the wind down. Like you've got a pretty defined range on it. It was different because like ultimately like Micron and some of the memory chip names, that's being driven by incredible numbers, and so what you're getting is like you got a reset of valuing the entire space, like a legitimate everything we thought about the cyclicality of some of these memory names and where their revenues are going to be and the type of growth that we have to extrapolate for them just all change, and we're starting to change really rapidly. And so you got a bunch of repricing, and then with SNDK and some of them, you had some shorts that people were just continuously doubting it and all that kind of stuff. But if we move away from that for a quick little second, that little market hiccup that we just had, whatever it might have been, and I was hunting to see if I could find even something loosely that it could have been. There was a little something, I don't know, there was like a Israel-Lebanon cessation of hostilities to be extended by 45 days. Like, okay, I don't know if that's that big of a deal. So there was that could have been the cause. It's a little, seems like that wouldn't necessarily have been the reason. So I'm not coming up with anything as to why the market's doing what it's doing. But whatever, I'll stick with the one short a minute. I'm not really looking again for longs. I feel like we've made a bit of a turn here in the market. And I don't want to be sitting on the bids. Like the thing I was looking for at the moment was Tesla. And like when it came into VWAP, it just didn't look like a good trade. And now it just continues to go lower. Like that looks incredibly weak. I pop over to NVIDIA eventually. That's just a clean trend break. Why do I have, oh shoot, look at that level.
There goes the marquee.
Yeah, that was, oh shoot, this was a short right here.
Let's see if
Sometimes if you have a line on a chart, it's like, why was that significant? You look back as to why. Like that was all morning the shelf, then resistance, there's the break, there's the trend break, and then this is it consolidating at that key level. Yeah, it's just about the shorts. I'm holding Rigetti to the low of the day, and it just comes down to Rigetti is a stock that I was weak on this week, or negative on, or I guess bearish on this week is how I should probably say it the best way.
Yeah.
Bearish on it, so I flipped to that, and that's all you can really do.
Rigetti.
The sellers are in here.
Yeah, Rigetti, man. So there it is. We're posted up at 76.50 here to see. As soon as the momentum started to pick up, guys, to the downside, I'm like, okay, we're going to break this 76.60 pivot level, right? You can see that's where we're bounced. So maybe we can head into 50s. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but we'll take it. If NVDA decides that it wants to sell off, it's bouncing off the volume-weighted average price, so we'll take that into consideration. Oh, that's a little bit different of a time frame. So I think we're going to have to be patient, but again, I'm sitting on a little bit less than a little bit more than 10% remaining of what we had there. I held it. I didn't hold the full position to 85, but we caught 89, so a couple of pennies. We're not going to penny pinch on that one. There we go. We catch the
Is that VWAP, the green line?
Yeah.
You got room, baby?
Yeah, we got a lot of room, yeah, so we may as well hold a 10% runner to there. We pieced the majority of it out right now, so not too bad of a look, a good indecision print. Los Polios, everyone, Minnesota trader, my boy Jesse Martinez, Tony in the chat, hanging, angry, there we go.
Do you have that one?
I don't have that one, even though Fabian made it. I think Fabian might have made it for me even as well too, but shout out to everyone. Maybe we can do that right now. I know it's not time for a roll call, but I just want to give my thanks to everyone in the chat.
You can do a roll call anytime.
Anytime, right? You can do roll call anytime. So
there's no rules to this.
There is no rules to roll call. So with that being said, let's see how fast we can do it. Aditya, Aska, Austin, Brian, Chris M, Crispy, Damien, Dave, Everything Brew, Gra, Hangry Wife, Jacquees, Jay Stevenson, Jesse, Jay Lee, even though you called me bird bones or something along those lines. Jody,
I didn't understand
JT, Katie Damster, everyone in the chat. Katie, you got multiple accounts in there. Kevin, Mike Peter Ryder, everyone in the chat. Trader TV Live's in the chat. Trig Trades, Whiskey, Tomlinson, everyone. Thank you all very much for such a fantastic time and being such a great time as well too. Regardless, you know how everything goes. It's like your little brother. Sometimes they annoy you, but at the end of the day, you love them all. And I'm sure that's what you were to your older brother, Neil. I don't know if you were a nuisance or anything along.
I was terrible.
So there you go.
My mom still says that my brother is maybe the nicest human being you will ever meet in your life. And his level of patience is insane.
Sorry, elevators.
When we were growing up, like my brother was the kind of person you knew was going to be an unbelievable parent.
Your brother?
Because his level of patience is just so impressive. Because I was a little punk. And little brothers tend to be, and he would just be so kind and to a fault. Like my mom would say sometimes, man, sometimes you need to slap him upside his head. And you shouldn't actually hit kids, but like that's West Indian parent, that's what she says to. And he wouldn't do it either. And so many times I look back, I'm like, I deserve that. I mean, you should have done something. I was horrible.
I know, I'm all about it. I mean,
we go? Oh, we step back.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
What was it with the bird bones comment? I don't even understand that.
Because of my knee.
So is that
birds are fragile, I guess?
I've never heard that in my life. Bird bones?
Yeah.
Like I didn't even recognize that was some sort of like an insult. That's supposed to be an insult? Bird bones?
A little bit, man.
I don't know. Birds could fly. Yeah, bird brain, I know. Rob's like, isn't it supposed to be bird brain? I'm like, yeah, I know that. Bird brain makes sense. Keel, finally a good day for the short, up for the week, just on today. No, we're really coming in here, and I still haven't found anything. Adair's at the desk now, but still haven't seen anything. It could just be technical, man.
We took some more off right there on TQs there, almost $1 ITM on that as it heads towards the volume weighted average price. We'll leave our 5% for a runner just because it's 2:30, so an hour and a half left.
So for some reason during the day, we're getting a whole bunch of these 13Fs coming out. I've never seen this happen intraday before. I feel like usually the 13Fs happen after the bell. But either way, so there are some 13Fs coming out. Again, that doesn't explain the move in the market, but that's just really the only thing that's happened at all. It's incredibly slow. I'm not seeing a lot of headlines coming through.
Yeah, I see Tiger Global with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I see them too, but no, this is just the market. And really, I'm gonna chalk it up to if it's gonna make some sense to this was just the sentiment. Like we're sort of headed to it this week. It's part of why I felt a little bit bearish. Bearish isn't the right word. Like I felt like topish, like we were making some kind of a top in the overall market. Like everything was cresting, and then you make those highs, you get the big IPO, you start to realize that we were running on the hot inflation prints, and now we look like we could be setting up a head and shoulders here on the NASDAQ, on the NQ. Like you go back to the early in the week resistance, and we literally turned like right there. Like the top end of the range where resistance was, turned into support, broke down, and when you look at it, that's the overnight and current resistance level. Like we got that far, we can't go any further, and a bit of a head and shoulders forming. So maybe it's like it could be like some technical stuff.
Let me ask you this: do you think this might be a little bit of a sentiment change, considering we're going to be closing? I mean, we tried to grind higher, but the weakness started to step in on the latter half of the session. Could that be a little bit of a sign or a teller that maybe there's a couple of down days to come next week?
Not wanting to hold over the weekend, profit taking for the bull rally. When the buy the dip works over and over again, and you start to feel okay,
eventually
this is a bit, How exuberant were people for holding? Like nobody wanted to buy Apple, which I keep coming back to. Just saying. I'm gonna make a poll because I'm actually kind of curious. Oh shoot! Now I lost that.
You want anything from the kitchen? You want to?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I have to reopen the page if I can even find it. You know what? I'll get to it later. I still have to think of what we want to do for a poll. You guys can send me some suggestions as well if you can. Oh, I see. All right, here. Jack, birds have hollow bones to be lighter tailed. Well, I know that. I've just never really heard it as like, that's an insult. All right, we're breaking back above VWAP. Let's see. Yeah, I should take another leg out here on the bid because that is a VWAP test, and then hold under, and then a kind of a breakout. So if I still like the short, I can hold on to the last 2/3, but I want to get to that point because that's a little bit of a bullish signal, and I wouldn't want it. Like I wouldn't want this to trend down into VWAP and then break trend, and I'm still holding half of it. Oh shoot! Then I just lost this. There we go. Yeah, fair enough. Birds also have one-way lungs to help get more oxygen into their bloodstream. Yeah, interesting bird facts. Apparently, it's a thing. This whole bird bone thing. I just didn't see it as an insult. It's just a weird one. That's fine. I don't know every saying out there. I'm the kind of person, I've said this before, like if I don't know something or like I haven't heard of it, I'm just gonna ask. And if everyone's like, man, you should know that already, fair enough. I get that, but I'd rather just ask a question and hopefully learn something new than try to pretend that I know everything. Good thing we didn't get into that Tesla. Oh man, I'm glad I reversed this. This is one of the things that I've started to realize. I'm going to draw this. So it's not the greatest looking trend line. I could probably do this a little bit better, but see how you have a bottom channel here on Tesla? When this VWAP trend fails here, because it's a downward trend, right? So like I'm usually going to want to be short a stock like this. So there's your VWAP test, there's your breakdown, and I like this short. What I'm beginning to realize is I like the flip if I have it holding like that previous trend line. If that doesn't get broken, sometimes it'll be tighter, that VWAP hold, but if it doesn't get broken, I like it long. Because I've got a reason to be in the other direction, despite the fact that it was making those lower lows and lower highs all day long. It just gives me a reason to hold. And the other thing that's pretty interesting about this is look what's happening now. See that little trend line? Uh-oh, you leave it in and we're bouncing off of that. I love to leave in trend lines. And it's not that I'll ever just say automatically we're going off this trend line. It's just more along the lines of, hey, if it happens to end up turning into support, it was resistance before. If it's support later, why not? And it looks like it is. So I'm going to take, and instead of taking this at, and now it jumps up, instead of taking this at VWAP, where's the fill, chase up for half, and leave the other, there we go. Chase up for half and get the other half back at the even. I'm a bit of a stickler about that. But yeah, we'll give it to this bottom here on Tesla, and now I won't get the other half. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. So sometimes that support resistance or resistance turns into support, and if it happens to bounce off, then I have myself a support level for the trend break back into VWAP. Hopefully that all made some sense. Good thing we got into or got that last leg out, or that last little bit of a leg out on RGTI, because this is the bounce off VWAP. So now it comes right back in. It's kind of at the break-even point. It's the am I reloading or not spot. Topping tail candle, yes, anything but, and I just get the rest of it out flat. Like you take what you can get, and if it flashes you a strong buy signal, then you maybe take a little bit more out. If it shows some weakness here, I can reload it and kind of keep the stop up there. But I don't need to fight this here in Rigetti. Like you make the move. There was nothing concrete news-wise that would make me automatically assume we should be holding to the low. I think it was just a bunch of technical stuff happening at once seemed like more of the reason there, which I'd stick to.
For sure. Yeah, Doggo, you as well, man. So yeah, we're going to look for some more opportunities. I don't know if we're going to get any form of continuation here today, but we do like this clean flush. So with that being said, we have to be extremely patient if we are going to reload this trade. I mean, it's not a bad one. Glad to put it on for you guys, especially when the topping tail signals were starting to display themselves. Where is that going to be correlated with? Like, we don't get quite into the gap, but you can see there is a level, and that was yesterday. Oh, wow, okay, that was pre-market yesterday. The pre-market low yesterday, you have some rejection, but it just adds a little bit more to the chop. I don't know how much weight we can put on this, truly. If you zoom out on the 5-minute time frame and you can see what we have going on, it's nothing crazy, right? Like, you just head back into the middle of the range. You weren't fortunate or strong enough in order to climb back there today, and that's okay. We're not going to complain about it whatsoever. Now, if what we are looking for is a consolidation and then maybe an additional leg lower, what we have is a consistent higher low trend. So there's a couple of things that we can align to see if that potential addition to the trade is going to happen, or it might just be an additional bounce and you establish a lower high and you chop around for the remainder of the day. I know I was looking at the SPY. It'd be better if we did it on the Qs. So we didn't quite even get to that mark, that benchmark there, the volume weighted average price. So we'll hold up. Trend line breaks, there might be some more downside, but we also have to take into consideration that it's almost 3 o'clock. We get into the power hour, and it's the end of the day, so Wall Street might be, its foot off the pedal might be here, so maybe some sellers kick in. Adara, what do you have for us?
Keep an eye on Northrop Grumman. Now, it's worth noting very light volume on this, only 300,000 shares traded on the day. But they're pushing to the upside at least a little bit here. There was a bit of action. As we get news that the company has received a $400 million Space Force command contract. So government deals here for NOC. Again, guys, this is very spready and very light volume. Back to you.
This is Space Force is sick, and then maybe some ties with SpaceX.
Just very quickly, got the first take profit on Tesla, but we're out. Rigetti back at the break even. Doesn't look like it wants to flush through. The other thing too, of course, is not the Qs, it's the SPY. There we go. The SPY with a pretty classic VWAP bounce here on the SPY. So when that's also the case, if it was just technical and that was the reason, want to make that curl. So we had that entry based on that trend line holding support on Tesla. I didn't save it, so it's not still there, but you saw it before. I want to play this into VWAP. Right, like Tesla's a very weak stock today. So if it's a weak stock and I get a trend break, it's automatically I'm looking for VWAP, and I'm not trying to be a hero off of it. Notice it's trend break to VWAP, or it's break above the volume weighted average price. Like not ever trying to catch bottom. The miss on Tesla, like regardless of the fact that Tesla's going to end up being good today, but I would argue that this is a fail. The reason why, regardless of how Tesla ends up for me, it's a fail, is have a look at this little consult. Okay, there's another VWAP test here, and that little breakout off the low. That's an A+ setup for a play off of the low. And it goes right into VWAP. There was even a continuation long that you could play. Like that's all you need. If you just if you're trading Tesla, like it's a short all morning, probably off of VWAP, then there's this one little break here. You get that, and then you get the continuation off the volume weighted average price. That's your whole day.
Yeah.
And you could wait all day for that trade, or you could just be like, I'm short until that happened.
Until that trade.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, it cuts both ways. You can do it either way, for sure. But I wasn't even. I don't know. What was I looking at 1 o'clock? Oh, I was on a walk. Never mind. I wouldn't even.
Nice. How is it outside?
It's nice, man.
It's really nice?
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting out
Compared to the
there.
rest of the week, it's really nice out.
Yeah, compared to the rest of the week. I'm glad that we turned that leaf over. I'm looking forward to some more outside activity here. We're going to go outside, take a walk. But what we really want to focus on right now is the short on the TQQQs. We're down 3.3% here, guys. Obviously a leverage play, but not too bad of a look for any form of a continuation. Short off of the top right here. I don't have my circular thing. I wonder how I can get that added onto my profile here. But there it is, 77.17 short to the downside, 70. You know when you hit critical, you get the circle?
Oh.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Oh, this.
See, it's so natural, right? It's like second nature to you.
Yeah, that doesn't work for you?
No, I don't got it on this one. It only works on my other one, so it has to do with the program. Let's send it over to Adara. I want to talk more about a potential ad here on the TQQQs.
This man's about to get a bit richer. His name is Elon Musk, and I'm hearing more about the SpaceX IPO, guys. I can't show a chart, so I thought I'd show Elon's face. I'm seeing reports that SpaceX has selected NASDAQ on which to go public. Now, that's apparently going to be happening here on June 12th. So they're aiming for a Friday IPO, which is kind of wild here. The listing venue, again, NASDAQ, it should be as early as June 11th in terms of the IPO timing, but then the listing will actually be on June 12th. Ticker, as I've seen speculated already, is SPCX. Again, not yet confirmed, but reported. This also aligns with that June 8th date here for the roadshow to begin. Back to you.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the list? We're actually going to get this on the 12th, on a Friday. Okay. Well, I'm looking at the... Because I was all like, oh, I'm not missing 2 in a row. So he'll be happy that it's going to be that quick. Someone said, Neil, go both ways on Tesla. I would. I'm very much willing to be VWAP short, but I just wanted that long to get me to the volume weighted average price. But what I don't want to happen is for this to break down the entry point. So, okay, fine, it bounces off here. I want to get out somewhere in this range and then look for a short. if I can, but I don't want this to lose the break even. I'm also looking for something else that I can be short that isn't like right at that low of the day. So I was hunting it. NVDA was a possibility. I was checking out SMCI, but that's not a VWAP trade. I was just run down to the same things. BLDP. What is Ballard Power? There's a random one. Why are we looking at Ballard Power today? Why is that up 11? What is happening on Ballard Power here? That's a lot of volume. Then I double check. I don't see any. There's no news on this at 206. It's impossible. Yeah, it's absolutely ripping. Mike Peter Ryder, I see you. I have it up. I'm looking for the reason why on BLDP. I was looking at Tesla, man, and other stuff. And you saw, we came out at 2 o'clock. This thing just started going ham at 2 o'clock for no reason. It's got to be something here.
Sorry, I was
got to be something.
I was looking something up. I missed everything that Adara said. So what is it going on with this SpaceX IPO?
June 11th or 12th.
June 12th. June 12th.
June 12th.
Okay. Yes.
Oh no.
Let's go, man. June 12th.
You're off. The 12th.
Oh my God, I am.
No.
You gotta change that, man.
Hey, Dara, you gotta change that.
Change it.
You don't want to miss this.
I can't. I'm literally flying to Winnipeg for a dentist appointment for Taco Gate. My whole tooth situation where I broke my tooth on the taco.
Whoa.
But you can't go to the dentist here?
Well, so the dentist is like a good family friend of mine. Like I'm literally going to his sister's wedding in a couple months, so like we're tight. So we grew up together, so it was like that was easier. I got a temporary solution, but it's not permanent, and they're like the temporary solution could like stop working at any moment. And so I cannot believe I didn't think it was. I'm so sad.
Oh no.
You didn't know that the IPO was going to be that. I mean, it's not my place because obviously, like, hey, you get to visit family, and I get it. It's like but I mean, you could maybe move that, and it's a huge.
Yeah,
IPO.
I think we can work our way here. I think we can get that. We can get that. Oh,
you got the flight
we got the
already, too?
flight. That's the yeah, that's the thing. Maybe
because it's such a big event. It's like this
It is, man. It's a one-time event. It's a one-time event.
This is like the biggest IPO ever.
Do we know?
It's one of those
do we
like
know a price
whether
that
you
we're
trade it
starting
or
at?
not. We don't know that.
No,
we don't know price
know
or anything. It's whether you're going to trade it or not. That almost doesn't matter. You just want the experience of it. Oh, really? I go break even out on this and then it bounces. All right, so I guess we got a minor move on Tesla, but that's about it.
Should we
I'm like,
put
I'll
it
get
in?
out break even.
I feel like we should put it in our work calendar to SpaceX IPO.
No, well, you need to put it in a work calendar.
Yeah, you remember? You're not going to forget anyways.
Well, I'm not forgetting that it's June 12th. That is not happening.
No, there's no. I don't think.
I'm not going to forget.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I don't have to worry about that. The first thing I looked for was like, shoot, am I off that day? Because
pull that.
I'm looking at like its schedule. Do I have anything coming up on that day? That would have been incredible.
Yeah, put it in the notebook, Lemons family.
Got to, man. Taylor says that's your birthday. June 12th. Is that really Taylor?
It's going to be a good birthday.
Taylor Abdi, is that really your birthday?
I don't feel like
You're not
I don't think like
forget.
Taylor would ever mislead us in that direction.
Well, there's the running joke here.
It's his birthday. Like,
the running joke in our chat is that sometimes we'll just start randomly saying it's people's birthday.
Is it your birthday today though?
This has happened. I think it happened this week. People
It
are
happened
like,
today. Like people are like, "Happy birthday, Neil." You got a super chat saying "Happy birthday, Neil."
Well, see, it is absolutely not my birthday.
Okay.
If you've been following the show long enough, my birthday is on Boxing Day.
Oh, is it?
I'm one of those. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had that
all right,
rough
man.
life
That's
growing up.
easy to remember. Oh, but that's good for everyone
Sucked
else.
growing up.
Yeah, well, that's easy for everyone else though, because you just get kill two birds with one stone there.
David, I missed that. David, I did miss that super chat. That's my bad. I think we've been getting a lot of super chats this week, and I was really staring down Cerebrus this morning. So that's my bad. I shouldn't have missed that super chat. But it is not my birthday today. My birthday is on Boxing Day. Canadians, what exactly is Boxing Day for? I don't know, man.
Isn't that a Canadian
It's just
thing?
a holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, so this was the super chat. Neil, your B-Day, follow up on previous lesson, had such a good run for 6 weeks and let it go to my head and oversized, and I'm chilling, but applying aloe vera. Okay, I clearly did miss that one. But thank you, David. Okay, so it was during the lesson of the
Fair
day.
enough, man. Yeah, happy birthday to Neil and I. That's for sure. It's not our birthday.
My birthday.
So what we do have here, Neil, is a trend hold. You can see that these higher lows are definitely coming into play. There was a level, and this was yesterday's pre-market low as well. So we couldn't break through that just yet. Maybe this level at 712 will come into factor, but I think at this point, considering we haven't broken down through this consolidation just yet, maybe an additional lower high will be formed. And if there's enough time within the session, you get that curl over and the momentum slowly start to pick up. I think that's going to be a massive sentiment change. If we sell aggressively leading into the close today, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some continuation on Monday. Neil and I were thinking that the other day when the memory plays sold off, we thought that we'd have some continuation. It did climb a little bit higher, but now things are starting to cool off a little bit more.
I gotta answer this one. It's
for sure.
Aditya Agarwal. What has your experience been trading for a living? How much account size do you think it is realistic for a person living in New York? What do you suggest about drawdown percentage? Here's the unfortunate thing. Every single trader, there's where are you living and what is your cost of living? Is it going to be your primary income, or you can also have a secondary income? Are you trading prop or are you trading retail? There is so many questions to be asked, and there is no one size fits all. If I tell you, when I started out back in 2003, I was effectively straight out of university. So if I tell you how it worked for me, I was living at home. And I also graduated in like my third month, so I was already getting checks in like the first quarter of trading and kind of never looked back. So my experience is like just absurdly fortunate, right? And then for the first year, everyone's like, why aren't you? My girlfriend at the time was like, how are you still living at home? This is stupid. She wanted to move out with me. And I was like, because I'm trading for a living and I don't know how this is going to go. So I'm saving every single penny and being cheap as you know what, because I need to be able to have a bankroll so that I can make this work. And so that was my experience. But I also started from I didn't have any responsibilities. Man, like mom was cooking meals. You know, like I was in my 20s and doing that. Yeah. So and everyone's situation is different. Living in New York is not living here, just outside the GTA. Yeah, sure, it's expensive. Believe me, it's just not the same thing. So there is no one size fits all answer. There is no this account is what you need. What I can tell you is this. The vast majority of traders fail. And so if you start to make it, what truly differentiates traders that have some kind of a career and those that just you make money and then it doesn't work out in the long run, it's what happens when you hit that first slump. Do you have, like when you hit that first slump, do you have the discipline, A, to get out of it as a trader? Because that's the first real test you have. And then B, do you have enough runway to be able to do that? And those are the two things that trip people up. I find on a prop desk, because you're trading someone else's money, it tends to overwhelmingly be the former, not the latter. It's usually a lack of discipline and not being able to get out of that hole because you make too big of a one. For a lot of traders, they just make too big of a slump the first time because they just know how to manage risk. And for retail, my guess would be, for retail trader, it's probably more of the latter. How much of a bankroll do you really have? And have you been thrifty enough? Like, when I started making money trading, I didn't spend a dime. I didn't go on vacations. I didn't spend a dime on myself. I didn't buy any. Like I did a couple of things and then was like, that's it. You know, like I bought one nice watch and was like, and now I wear it every day that I trade. And it's a reminder that ain't me. I literally wear it as a reminder that ain't me because this is a precarious game. Anyways, just trying to be real there. I wish there was an easy answer to some of these questions, but when there isn't one, you can't try to give one.
Definitely not. It can't be. It's tough for it to be your primary.
It is.
Source.
It's super hard.
Very difficult.
Super hard.
Like extremely difficult. And I think a lot of people emphasize that when you first get into trading is they just do it as a side gig. See, I don't know. I wasn't trading back then. How much of a difference do you think it is in the market compared to when, like, say, you graduated to now? Do you think there's a major... Or is it crazy, night and day?
It is night and day from when I started. Like the market is completely different.
Yeah.
But because so I started in 2003.
Yeah.
because all the changes are so gradual, and as you're adapting to them,
you
like
kind of
it doesn't always feel like it's. But now I look back, like nothing is this. Like it's so different. Level 2 is different. Where the gateways work, like the simple function of how the New York Stock Exchange works is completely different from when I started. You couldn't short, so the uptick rule. Right? Like how stock goes down 10%, it's SSR. That was when I started trading. That was every day on the NASDAQ. The uptick rule was just the rule.
Oh, really?
You could never hit the bid to go short unless the last print was up. Like, so think about this. Why do you think a lot of traders who started when I do like shorting? Because I started in a market where it was very difficult to get into a good short. So I grew up trading stuff where you couldn't hit the bid whenever you wanted to go short as a regular rule. So getting into short trades, how I was frustrated about getting into Cerberus today and miss that break, that was just how it was when I started trading. So you acclimatize to that, and then all of a sudden when they loosened it up, it's like suddenly shorting feels really simple, like because you were used to it being incredibly hard.
Yeah.
And there's all kind of, I don't want to get into
too much of that.
No, because if I could, if we're just on the topic of all the different things that have changed and all my experiences with adjusting to this and adjusting to that, we'd just be talking about it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
To be honest,
that's a conversation
that's all we'd be doing, because I could go on, and if you can't, there's no way you could have traded for 20 to 25 years and not have just a million things that like stories and this rule changed and this is how you adapt. Like if you didn't have that, then you haven't been trading for 20 years. And if a trader tells you that they have and doesn't have all these ridiculous ramble on stories, they ain't no trader, man.
They ain't a trader, man.
Straight up.
Adara?
Yeah, I just want to go over the SpaceX IPO news for everyone. In case you guys missed it, SPCX, that's going to be SpaceX's ticker. They're going to be trading on the NASDAQ. This is just being reported by Reuters, so yet to be confirmed. IPO date is set to be June 12th, Friday, June 12th. Pricing is going to happen there on June 11th, or at least that's, again, according to this report. As we get details, we'll let you know, but we do have a definitive date for the SpaceX IPO, at least according to this one report. Do you guys think we're going to get June 12th, or do you think things will change? Let us know in the chat. Get engaged, guys. Back to you.
On there, yeah, Jesse, why, bro? I'm always up, man. You ask me if I'm tired. No, man, we just up, brother. That's up. I know.
I literally right now messaging Sean to tell him it's June 12th, and we've been going back. So the funny thing is, Sean's on vacation, and so obviously he's interested in the market. So
obviously he's going.
No, we had a back and forth. I gave an entire post-mortem of the trade for the IPO yesterday. I explained like these were what the fills were like. This is what happened here. This was the slippage on this. This blah blah blah. Just so like obviously he gets the mental rep because I can explain to him what we were dealing with. And if we've been talking about the different stop orders back and forth. So in that conversation, I just go June 12th. That's it. Bro, we have a date. That's it. It's June 12th. He's not off. He's cool, good to go.
Ready to rock.
Because he was freaking out. Like I was going back and forth. He's like, I'm gonna miss the SpaceX thing. I'm pissed off. DJ the Menace. I'm 30 and had a chance to move back in with my mother to take care of her. God bless you, man.
Yeah, man. Very good dude.
Good man. Right now, trading is my only form of income. But to manage risk, should I be using prop trading? I only have 10K to my. It is difficult for me. If somebody asked me if prop trading is better, what do you expect me to say? I'm gonna say yes. And the reason why I think, and this is not just because I've been trading with a great prop firm that my entire career I have never had to worry about whether I had enough capital to trade. If you perform, you get it. It's never a concern. I don't have to worry about executing where I want. I don't have to worry about whether I can short or not. Your risk is based on your performance. I've never had a situation where they don't pay out. You know what I mean? And I can tell you, and I'm not naming any firms' names, I've heard of people who have traded other places and they got to worry about whether they get paid. So it happens in this business. But I find like the prop model, because you're trading someone else's money, and understand, like if you trade prop, you get a percentage of the gains, right? You don't get 100% of the gains. You get a percentage of the gains. You're trading someone else's money. It also forces some external discipline, so it's not only internal discipline. Prop firms have set stop losses, and it's performance-based, right? So there's a enforced limit, whereas when you trade your own account, it's a little bit harder than that. So I'm so incredibly biased when it comes to that because it's what has worked for me, and it's what got me to where I am. I don't have a better, I cannot answer it another way because I have no experience trading a retail account for anything. Like, yeah, sure, I'll put some swing trades on in my personal account, but that doesn't mean anything. I've been a day trader prop for my entire life, or adult life.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
JKL, I own my own investment office and have low blood pressure and all my hair.
Nice, man.
All your hair? I hate you, JKL. Before we were, I liked you.
Oh, and
you gave us all these super chats.
Oh, that's hella disrespectful.
You're good peoples. You know what I'm saying? We have a great community, and now you got to throw in that you have all your hair. Bruh. That come on, JK. I thought we were friends.
Delete this guy, man.
I thought we were friends.
I guess he's not part of the Bald Brigade.
It's a Bald Brotherhood.
Oh, sorry, Bald Brotherhood.
We'll
The brigade works too.
The brigade works
Brotherhood.
too, man. That's crazy work, man.
You see
The
what
disrespect today is insane.
I know. This is what people are doing. No, JK's been great. Like, we have a great community.
Man.
It's all jokes. If you're just tuning in for the first time, it's all love. It's
See,
all
my girl Jody, Bald
take
is
myself too
beautiful.
serious.
Bald is beautiful, man.
No, my daughter won't let me do the whole cubit. Like, I want to shave it all off.
Too much haterade drinking out here, man. Too many people sipping on that haterade today, Neil. Other than that, all serious traders are bald. Apparently, man, Jeff Bezos is bald. So what's going on with that?
He's joking around, man.
And such a
Look, right there. Sarcasm. Bald is the day is long.
Exactly, man.
JK,
we're obviously playing around.
Bald Brotherhood.
Exactly.
Let's go.
We also got Brian.
Sisterhood, man.
We got
I don't
Brian. You can be a part of anybody can be a part of the.
Brian's in the
Brian's in it. Luis Barbados in it. Who else are we missing there? There's a couple other people. Bald is the new sex, he says. Why not? Yeah, we got a lot going on for ourselves over here. Don't think otherwise. I think maybe you guys are just, let me join, says Ramin. Ramin trying to join that too. I think Ramin said that.
And Ramin, you're not getting in the Bald Brotherhood. You're not. Ramin made a joke about how she would be willing to shave her head, and I called cap within 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and I'm Team Ramin. I'm Team Ramin, but there's just a 0% chance she's ever shaved.
It's mad cap.
It's beyond 0%.
I have a better chance of winning.
You know you're not doing it, Ramin. I'm looking her dead in the eye. You know you're not shaving your head.
I appreciate you, Brian.
Okay.
I have a better chance of winning 6 blackjack hands in a row tonight than Ramin shaving her head bald.
What's the big winning 6 blackjack hands in a row?
Yeah, so it's a very low chance.
It can happen.
It can happen,
it's
though.
non-zero.
I've never done it.
What, you're going to the casino tonight?
No, I play online, Bet365.
Oh.
Get a couple of hands in.
So,
man, nothing crazy.
I was just talking about stories.
Yeah.
The tricky thing about trading, when I started my trading career, at the time, and when I did finally eventually moved in with my girlfriend, like moved out and moved in with my girlfriend, she was like a personal trainer. So she worked in the evenings. So I would come home from a trading day. We'll get to super chat. I'll try to be quick. I would come home from the trading day, and this is when online poker was getting big. And I'm not a bad poker player.
Yeah.
So I'd have my trading fixed.
I remember you telling me
and then I'd get home, and then I'd be home by myself, and then I would just sit down in front of the computer
and play
and play online poker.
Yeah.
And I was doing well with it. But what I realized was it was actually bad because I needed the time away from the screen to then be focused in the morning. Because it was basically like trading all day.
Yeah.
While I was awake,
well, yesterday,
which ended up not being a good thing. So I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I hear you. I agree.
And I loved it.
I don't spend much time on it.
I was like a big Omaha high-low because at the beginning, when online poker was big, everyone was like Texas Hold'em. And then Omaha was an interesting game. But most people didn't understand how to actually properly play Omaha high-low. So if you played a few tables there, it was just like slim pickings. You play like 2-5, and you were just sitting there like picking people apart. They had no clue. Basu Games, high team, started learning and trading last November. I've lost my share, but finally things are looking up. Made 8K this month so far.
Good, man.
Fresh grad with mom. See, there you go. I actually think
what is fresh grad with mom?
You just graduated school. I actually think it's easier to start trading
when you're younger.
When you're that young.
Exactly.
I'm just being real. The best trader I ever saw was like straight out of high school. And he actually dropped out of college.
Because you have no like money.
I wouldn't suggest that.
There's no like you don't value money.
It's not that you don't value money. You don't have responsibilities.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of giving it a chance without fear. Is the best way to put it.
I think, there's a lot.
When you have mortgage payments.
Yeah, exactly.
The slump hits different when you got a mortgage payment.
Good.
I'm just being real. What's up with Sedge and Enphase? Is solar back? I don't know. I wish I saw a trade right now. Why did I should have been short Tesla.
Off of that level?
I was waiting for VWAP, and then I was like, yeah, there's your topping tail. And the reason I say I should be shorted is look where it turned from short entry to long, and look at right where that dump is, and then that's right where we wicked into, and then I didn't grab it because I was waiting for VWAP. VWAP's a line on a chart, people. A line on a chart. Sometimes you can be looking for something to happen, and because you anchor yourself to a concept, like this is, like I'm looking for that, I'm looking for that. Something else will stare you in the face, and you don't see it because you have eyeballs on a particular setup. And I've been staring at VWAP all day long on the stock. But again, VWAP's just a line on a chart. Still got to find.
You already know, always be thankful. Absolutely, I agree with that. And that's a very good point, Jesse. I think you're malleable at that age, right? So you can, your brain is still growing, and I think that's why I was at a young age. It wasn't just throwing caution to the wind. It's not that you were reckless, but I told you guys my story. What happened with me in weed stocks and purchasing other things is just like, okay, I had very little knowledge, but I just had less fear, opposed to when I started trading full time. I had everything like going for me. I had a mortgage that I had to pay for and bills. I never had a car payment or anything, so I don't know if that had any form of manipulation within the trading. But yeah, you know, Notorious, you know, we're just chilling with that. But other than that, like, if I started when I was younger, when I had a significant amount of cash, like much more cash in my bank account after I purchased my condo and everything along those lines, I think, I don't know if it would be in a different position, but anyways, at the end of the day, I just had a lot less fear than when I did when I was in my later 20s, right? I was 28 years old when I first started learning about day trading at that time. I didn't know anything about it. Are we going to going to Neil?
Well, you know what? When you're learning, you want to learn when there's volatility. You want to know why you want to learn when there's volatility? Because that gives you movement. And if you're a trader, movement gives you the best opportunities. Beta Pro by Globex offers Canada's first and longest running suite of leveraged and inverse ETFs that are built for sophisticated investors and traders who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple leverage bull and 3x bear ETFs tied to the NASDAQ 100 index are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedged, seeking to offset USD exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves up or down, Beta Pro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for your individual strategy objectives and risk profile. Shout out to Beta Pro. Scan the QR code for more information.
There's a question. There's a question in the chat here, Neil. Hey, and I'm going to be frank with you. I don't love this question, and let's see. I'm going to let Neil actually take this over and give you a legitimate and a real answer, because that's what we need. Hey, man. I just had a kid. He is currently 6 months. It's been hard, but I saved up $1,500. What option can I take to at least 2 to 3x? This question is for both of you. Please let me know. I left a like and sub.
Hold on a second. I need to parse it.
Shaka Trades.
Just had a kid. You saved up. You just want a 3x 1,500 because when you had a kid? Okay, first off.
Yeah, that's why I leave this.
Yeah, first off, like, I think anytime you're just like asking somebody, like I'm a day trader on YouTube. We're just day traders on YouTube. How am I gonna 2 to 3x my money? I need the money.
Buddy, if I did that, if I knew.
I mean, here's the thing. If it was that easy for me to give you an answer, I wouldn't. Like, I'd probably. We'd
be on a beach somewhere.
I've been doing this for over 20 years. If it was that easy, I'd be on a beach somewhere, man.
Yeah.
I'm just being real with you. Well, what I can say is, congratulations. One of the best things you can do that I think was pretty cool, and I can say because I did this when my daughter was born, is like immediately start an account for their school.
Nice.
You start that as soon as possible, and sometimes you want to make it a bit conservative so that it's generating revenue. That's one of the best things to save money for. Ultimately, too, like make sure you secure your future, save where you can. The whole get rich fast thing or make money fast, it's just a lie.
It is, man.
I'll be real with you. Like when like yesterday, I'm not sitting here saying there aren't like these big, as traders, we take these big opportunities. Because yesterday on CRBS, there was a one shot and it was my biggest trade of the year. But remember the other side of this. There is a reason why the whole time after my best trading day of the year, I was sitting there crapping on myself all afternoon. I mean, like shitting on myself in terms of the performance that I had. Because ultimately, it worked. But I looked at how I performed in the trade, and my downside risk didn't justify the amount that I ended up making. And that ends up being true whenever you're trying to make a big trade. And if you're in a position where you can't afford to lose the money, now with the short, where you can't afford to lose the money, you don't want to be thinking for those schemes. I mean, celebrate the fact that you're a new parent. That is like the greatest gift in the world. There is no greater gift in the world, in my opinion. It's just my opinion.
I think that's the greatest
you don't want to try to get, and even if I gave you, even if I looked at every single chart and was like, okay, well, if I was going to make a swing, this is what I would make. The last person I'd want to tell is somebody who's just trying to gamble that just had a kid.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
That being said, there's one thing that I would tell you that ended up being true for me. When you become a parent, you have less time, and if you allow it to, it sharpens you in a way that makes you more efficient. But I'm dead serious. So I had less time to work out, but I immediately became way more efficient in my workouts. I had less time to go over charts and go over and review trades and whatnot. I became more efficient at doing that because you realize that you're in this new reality, and your ability to just change as a person, as a parent, is unbelievable how quickly it will make you a better person and better at a lot of things if you allow it to. But don't try to cheat it, because you can't.
Can't cheat the process, man. Unfortunately, that's the case. But I think we should switch the subject up a little bit. It's not one that we like here, and nor do we endorse, to be honest with you. Come here, Joe. What's going on? I go. So if me and Joe have what's going on here? Anyways, Joe B. I appreciate that, Pops Mafia. I'm glad I didn't read that completely, but Joe is all right, Hangry Wife. We get it. I like that one, but guys, not too bad of a look as the market's taking an additional leg lower. You guys are extremely comical. I am not having a baby Ozan, nor will I be having one anytime soon. That is for sure.
Congratulations.
Pardon me?
Congratulations.
Okay, yeah. So I thought Dara said something.
No, I went to the washroom. I come back, people are talking kids.
Kids,
like,
that's the conversation.
That's all I said.
That's the congratulations. You guys are funny.
Isn't Selena literally in the chat right now?
She was really. I don't know if she's still in it, but she's already made Joe got a barbecue and everything along those lines. But there's a volume spike stepping in on the NASDAQ, guys. You can see the uptick, 430,000 shares. I was gonna say contracts traded. These guys are crazy, man. Joey kids. It's wild. I have a child actually. It's a fur baby, and his name is Milo. All right, that's all I got. Yeah, exactly. Good, quick on the keys, man. 75.97 here on the TQQQs as we head in towards the volume weighted average price. He's enough already, and I don't need any more at this current moment. So. Yeah, Mini Joe running around talking options. Yeah, man, that's probably the goal eventually one day. I will get him trading bright and early. No video games, only trading. Only just trading charts. No, that's going to be his video game.
What's wrong with video games?
There's nothing wrong with video games, but that is going to be his video game.
Okay.
Just be the ultimate master and see what we got going on.
You know what?
Junior.
I'll be straight up. My daughter knows what I do. She knows what the markets are, but I feel like my dad was very much the old school West Indian at first, where it's like you have to have a profession. So I grew up in a house where he was an engineer, and that's how he got off the island by scholarship. Unbelievable. All credit to him. But I was like, you got to be an engineer, doctor, lawyer, and accountant. Didn't like biology. My dad was an engineer, so I felt like those two were out. Lawyers what the you know what. So I was good at math. That means I was going to be an accountant. That was literally my life. So I'm going to be an accountant. And it took actual courage to leave that major and my brother, all credit to him, if he wasn't an artist, I probably would never have done it. Yeah. Because he basically plowed that road by being an artist.
Yeah, he's going to do what he
wants. So it made it a lot easier for me. So I try to put, and my dad and I had this conversation about it, when I was an adult, I was like, yeah, when I was growing up, this is what I felt, and I felt it was difficult. And he's like, I never intended that, and I'm so happy that you've chosen something for freedom, and that was never it. I was just looking out for you, and I wanted the best, and that's how I got my success. So that's what I believe. And so now I try not to put any of that pressure on Aaron. It's like, you can know what I do, but I'm never gonna try to steer you toward things that I like, with the exception of, unfortunately, I have definitely done that with baseball tour.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I'll be honest, I don't have children, so it's hard for me to speak, but I do believe that children need some form of direction.
Oh, direction, yes.
Yeah.
Direction, yes. It's like, make sure you're studying, make sure you're working hard. Do we lead her in certain ways? Yeah, man. She loves.
I think somewhat.
She loves Mark Rober, this guy he's like this scientist guy, an engineer on YouTube. So you better believe, oh, you like this show? Oh, you're getting the Crunch Labs thing every single week, and you're building with him. So little things like that. Oh, you enjoy this? Okay, we'll lean into that because you enjoy it, and I think it's really cool. So it's more direction. Like, I won't force engineering up, but she shows an interest. Oh, we're gonna back that up.
Like, if you're like, hey, I want to do this, then be like, okay, let's do this, but you have to do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah,
that's kind of like, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards, right? It's just like, hey, you can be something, you're gonna be something, we'll allow you to choose it, but you have to work hard in order to achieve that goal.
It's also super cool. By the way, this is like kind of on point, because we're just talking about
the guy, there we go.
Mark Rober, that I was just talking about, he literally worked at NASA before he went on YouTube.
Yeah.
Great channel for kids, by the way. If you get your kid addicted to this guy, because all they'll want to do is learn to build and learn to learn.
That's good, man.
And his stuff is like, I watch his stuff, I think it's interesting. We got a Crunch Lab thing I'm gonna work on with Aaron this weekend. I don't even know what, one of them, it's a tripwire that like literally launches balls at you that she keeps on planting places in the house, and then it's fun, but she always just pranks me. ASTS, I'm gonna guess moving because of this SpaceX. So I'm gonna suppose here, we got a date for SpaceX. Oh, there's news specifically on them?
I mean, the SpaceX thing might have pushed that higher, but I know earlier today, and I mentioned it during the midday, FCC made a decision that benefits ASTS in regards to, I guess, like, not data centers in space, but orbital things here for ASTS. I put it on X at TTV Research. I reposted it. You can find it there. But yeah, ASTS did have some positive news at like 1:45, I want to say.
And that is a big one.
Yeah, we already know that, Jesse. That goes without saying.
Appreciate you, Jesse. That's nice.
Yeah, man. We already know that.
You know what's weird? Jesse said you're a good dad. You know what? No parent knows a damn thing. I had a buddy of mine who's first, like, one of Sean and I's. Actually, he was Sean's friends first, and then we all became friends in high school, a big group of us. And he had twins as his first.
Damn. So did Selena's brother.
And if I tell you that this was the guy in the group that was, if there was like, this is the last dude to get married and the last dude to have kids, it was this guy.
It was that guy?
And he was did unbelievably well. And then I'm like, what was your secret? He's like, honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing, but every single thing I try, I'm doing because I love my kids.
That's it, man.
So you can't fail because if billions of people have managed to figure it out, or however many, have figured it out just by starting by, we're just trying our best.
Jesse.
And it's always worked out if that's all you're doing. Believe me.
Kids raising kids, man.
It doesn't take much. You just have to actually care. So ASTS is really, really going. And I don't want to chase the highs. We're going to go back to Adara in a quick little second, but I'm looking for something that might not be as strong for a bit of a fade, because I should have shorted Tesla. And I'm not seeing another pop in it just yet. It's about 320 now too. Was that to go to Adara, I thought? Yes, let's go to Adara and come back.
We're going to look at earnings, guys, what we're expecting next week, who's going to be reporting, what economic data do we have. I am very excited. We're going to be welcoming a new Fed's Venable, who's, of course, interim president of the Atlanta Fed after Bostic's retirement, Cheryl Venable. Her first speech that I can remember seeing here on record, 8:30 a.m. on Monday. Economic data also includes pending home sales, some more Fed speak. You get FOMC minutes on Wednesday. You get some services PMI data from S&P on Thursday, and then on Friday you're going to be getting UMich consumer sentiment. Now earnings, a lot more interesting. You get some Chinese ADRs, Baidu, Billy, and Neo. You're going to get tons of retail names. Walmart, which I know Joe is into, Lowe's, TJX, Target. But guys, how could I forget the biggest earnings names next week? After the bell on Wednesday, NVIDIA, Jensen Huang. We'll find out if we're long on Huang or if we're short on NVDA here, because it's going to be Wednesday after the bell. Please check this out on X at TTV Research. Daily calendar coming out in 12 minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara. We didn't get the super chat. I don't.
No,
think
we didn't get that one.
Dave, shout out to you, Dave. Did the math and cost of business have 24, 25K of options expiring worthless today. To really make a living, those things need to just be zen. You really have to have bankroll to roll, and it's not gambling. That's, you know what? Something that I live by in trading is, regardless of account size, regardless of the trade, regardless of the style of trade, when you make a trade, the amount that you're risking, so I'll use an example of what is exactly in front of me. And I'll give you an example of what I'm staring at. I actually don't want to revert this, but let's just say I do. Let's just say it turns at 86 and I want to short a break of the trend at 85, and I want to short 85 to 86, and I want to risk $100 on it. Then that dollar you can risk the $100 on with that slippage. Consider that you've just bought the trade. When I get in, you've bought that trade and that money's out of your pocket. It's already gone. The only question becomes, do you get it back at 1-to-1? Do you make money on it if it goes all the way to the downside? But the second that trade is on, I already consider it a loss. Every single trade, in my opinion, that's how you view it, so that if it loses, like, whatever. If I hit the key, that means I'm already expecting to lose the money.
Yeah, it's gone.
And with that attitude, I'm never freaking out about a loss. The only time I'm freaking out about a loss is if instead of 1, I get slipped and you lose 2 because you weren't expecting that. Or you break the rule. Like you were supposed to have a stop, but you didn't. You canceled it or you moved it, so you broke a rule. You didn't take profit where you said you would, so you had more when it came back, and you did something you weren't supposed to do. But never because a trade lost.
Yeah.
I have even Sheep will be able to tell you this. I had in the history of this floor, easily the most unfortunate. It wasn't really a fat finger, but execution event that's ever happened on this floor. And it happened to me in the pre-market, and it was disgusting. I basically caused myself to lose a bunch of money because it was me getting in, and then it was me getting marketed out, and nothing happened in the stock. It was just, I was in. I had a position in the pre-market, and the clock came up because there was no bid ask. And there was nothing about the stock that was going against me except for the fact that there was nobody on the offer. And I even showed it at the time that it happened. I go, this is what happened to me this morning. And that's where I'll get mad. It wasn't a loss. It was just like, oh my goodness. Like, that was stupid because the guy that was usually making the offer in front got waxed that day and I didn't notice it. And so basically I was the only person that was offering that stock that day. And so you realize when you take that kind of a hit, you move on. Was there something I could have done about it? Not really. Not much. You know, it's like, okay, well, I can adjust. Going in the future, I can adjust to what happened, but there wasn't much I could have done about it in the moment, so you let it roll off. You wouldn't have known it happened that day, outside of the fact that I told people. And that's the same thing with any trade, win, lose, or draw. Now, granted, I will admit I was very frustrated with CBRS, which was, I thought, a little bit uncharacteristic the last couple of days because I was inefficient trading it. Like, I missed an entry on it, which was frustrating because I didn't get the execution breaking down this morning because it was SSR, and that to me was like the hero trade. That was the big one, and it worked right away. But ultimately, like every other trade, when I was sitting in this thing, like I just want to short it at the price. I want to make sure my average price was around the 90 to 95 range with a stop at the top end of the range. I accomplished that and just sat in the thing. And I'm like, I'm sitting in this, and it's either going to be a loser or, I ended up getting some back. That doesn't matter. Imagine that doesn't happen. Either it's going to be a loser or I'm going to get it all. I predetermined that. So all morning long, you saw me just sitting in that trade. Like I'm not scalping it. I want to hold. Like once it was cresting here, I'm like, okay, I'm in the position. It's either going to break down, and I wasn't even bidding until the bottom end of the range, and that's just how it is. And sometimes you have to have that attitude when you're trading. And it's an important thing because it's so hard to do. Most traders will get emotional. You lose money and you lose big money for the first time and you will get emotional about it.
Yeah.
It's just human nature. But if you can try to tell yourself that you've already lost, like what's the line in The Walking Dead? It's like, there's a whole, one of the episodes of The Walking Dead, he literally goes into this. Like someone was, they tell a story of how a guy survived the war. And he survived the war by waking up every day saying he was already dead. And then therefore, like, it's just, that's what got him through. And that's an extreme example. It's not like that. But trading, if you just tell yourself you've spent that loss, it's happened, move on. And if you can't stomach that, it's really difficult to trade. Because you will get emotional about your losses.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, man. I've been there. I think everybody, very rare is it for individuals to say that they haven't been upset about any form of trading or anything like that. But yeah, when you enter something prepared, am I expecting to? Obviously I'm not. I think I understand that I might, but if I hit the key, I'm prepared to lose, right? Like, I'm prepared. It's just like with everything in life, preparation where practice meets preparation, and failing to prepare is preparing to fail, and just the typical sayings there. But we got some more news coming here from Adara. We're going to talk a little bit more about this TQs trade. We're going to get out of this momentarily. No, it's all right, man. It's all good. Let's send it off to Adara. We're going to talk a little bit more about what we got going on in options chains and everything along those lines.
More 13F news. NUVB pushing up to the upside. This company is called Nuvation Bio. Stanley Druckenmiller here announcing a stake. So again, Stanley Druckenmiller, stake in NUVB. Some volatility in this name as we head into halfway through Power Hour.
Very much. Yeah, so I mean, it did a bit of Traders Anonymous. Hey, listen, man.
Traders Anonymous.
That's what our boy was saying. I understand, like, sometimes it's tough, like being at home all alone, trading and just dealing with it. We understand what it goes, and that's why we're here. We're not only going to talk about the majority of the positives, but the reality and the mental taxation that can come with this stuff, all right? Anyways, aside from that, Neil, it hasn't been a good one, man. You and I have had a solid week together. We're going to be rocking and rolling on Monday as well, too. Now we know when SpaceX IPO is going to be. I think that's going to add a little bit more giddy and more jump to our step, even though we got enough jump going on here already. But other than that,
I'm also telling you this right now. Every single IPO of any size until SpaceX, I'm trading. Every single, whether I like it.
You think this thing's going to open up at more than $500? Cerebras is if Cerebras is going to go 350
because they have to like.
What's the issuing price going to be?
The thing about the price, they can do whatever they want with the price. It's just a function of.
But my question is like,
how much you want to raise, and
if we're a month away from this, how do we not have any form of an idea what the potential issuing price is going to be?
We'll find out.
I have a theory.
What is it?
We'll find
420. Because we know that Elon Musk is obsessed with 420. So I don't think it's like. Do you guys remember when the all-time high on Tesla was 420.69?
I think it'd be smarter for them to make it cheaper. That's just
I think so too,
but we know Elon loves
smarter
the
for them to make it.
So.
But again, you say with Wall Street,
you limit some of the traders that will be in there.
Exactly.
Like prop traders can trade when it's that expensive.
And at this point, think about it. So the PDT rule will be lifted at that time as well too, wouldn't it? I believe it's June 4th. Or something along the
within that. The 4th?
Right, it's effective the 4th. So, I mean, there it is. You can get some more retail space involved with this stuff. So
$42.69, and then let it open at 75. Right?
Dude, if Cerebras is going to open up at 100% the issuing price, okay, tell him right now.
Elon, just make sure the structure is that it opens at $42.69.
Okay.
That already works for you. You know you like it. So if you do that as an issue price, however the math works, and then it'll open at like 70 to 80 bucks anyways, minimum. Might even open at $100. But that allows people to actually more people to be involved, and that's what you want.
That's legit.
And the other thing to keep in mind, remember, just because it's going to be a hot fire liquidity event and exciting day trade doesn't necessarily mean that day one will be a good investment. I will tell you right now, there is almost no chance that I will want a long-term investment started on SpaceX on day one. Almost no chance.
Not even a little dabble?
I never say never, but I just almost don't see it. Okay. The last IPO where I was like, yeah, I actually really seriously considered it, and I still didn't even do it, was ARM. That was the only one. And now I have a position in ARM, and you don't need to buy it on the first day to get yourself a good position in something.
I agree with that for sure. I think if you're patient on that one, we know Ronnie Barron is extremely optimistic on that as well too. Good old funny man options, bro man. Oh, okay, tasty. But other than that, guys, what are what's everyone else in the chat trading? We haven't done this today. How has your Friday been? Let's put it in the chat, red or green. We could probably set up a poll for that one too. Oh, I'm frozen.
Can I pretend Cerebras didn't exist? No, just kidding.
Can you pretend Cerebras didn't exist?
Y'all knew, my day was going to be whether or not CRBS, that trade worked out or not.
Yeah,
I was able to catch some other stuff, but it wouldn't have made a difference.
Put it in the chat. Put those.
It was only going to be about that one today. So
yeah, let's. Today has been Boo Boo says Jay Bronson, green, cash, red, a lot of across the board. Let's see how everybody's Friday is doing. Don't forget we're leading into the weekend, so don't get too upset or anything along those lines, guys. There's Monday morning, and then guess what? We even know when the IPO is going to be. Red, sadly, a lot of red. The only setup for trading right here. Make sure you go and check that link out. Dropped by Ramin. Green, a lot of red. We got Jacques with some red hearts. We love that. Gween says bronze. We like that. Amazingly green, no losses, just blah. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
I saw some people said they didn't trade today.
And that's good. There's nothing wrong with sitting on your hands. MF Dangerous did that the other day, bright and early in the morning. He's like, screw this. Oh, I almost slipped. Yeah, screw this. And he's like, I'm out of there. So other than that, yeah, guys.
That's another hidden secret too. Like a lot of traders, like there's just not every day. If you're like, so I've known a few, actually, like you can count on one hand anybody that's been a successful futures trader for more than just like a short period of time, and there's not always a good trade.
No,
a lot of times, like I remember there's be days that Arun would come in and not even make a futures trade.
When I was at
and he was the person. He's the longest successful run of a futures trader that I have seen in my 20 years, and that guy wouldn't trade every single day.
Yeah.
Straight up.
When I was at home trading my own account and with a different community where the majority of the individuals were retail traders trading at home, there's people who just take that one trade, they're gone for the day, and there's people who wouldn't even trade at all. If their setup didn't come, they wouldn't take trades, right? So, I mean, don't feel obligated all the time to put on a position. I understand. But when you start getting the jitters and you're like, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that, then you're swaying away from your system. I know we all fall into that loophole. It happens. But the stronger that you can hold off on that urge to just put something on, I think you have a better chance of success at the end of the day. So, yeah, there it is, 75.92. Still haven't broke the volume-weighted average price. Let's run through our watch list and our Meg 7. Here's our stock portfolio here, guys. Obi at the top of the list, up 35%. Sean sitting in that second spot. Randy sitting at 11.8%. And then we have your boy right here at 10% to the upside. CrowdStrike helping us climb the ranks a little bit there. So that's a lot of fun. But what I want to do right now is just head over to our watch list. We're going to go through a lot of the names and see how we've been performing on this session. So we'll head over to the 5-minute time frame. Nice top up here at 303. Options market might want this to close below 300. We are running out of time, but a strong move lower, a close below 300 is going to put a lot of contracts out of the money where you want them to expire. All right, so let's move forward. 227 on NVDA. We did happen to climb back up to 231. This pullback is totally respectable. It's going to buy me more. I would like to have grabbed some at 224, but maybe we post up at 220. Now, Google up to 396. It did almost print an all-time high here today. Not necessarily the case, but Apple did. Microsoft finally finding its ground, a break and a hold of this support of this trend line, and Monday morning we open, maybe we officially have a break and we start to see this continue to climb a little bit higher and recover and start to play catch up, which might help add a little bit more fuel to this tech trade. Amazon, same thing, not too far off of the all-time highs, about 4.5% now. Now Tesla, not the best past couple of sessions, but that's okay. This will be in play at one point once again. Meta not doing so good. Broadcom not too bad. AMD from 429. We are off of that 469 high, so that is a 10% pullback, just like that in AMD. And because we moved so far so fast, I wouldn't be surprised. Like 20% brings us back to 373. Okay, so that's $100 from where we're currently are from that peak. I don't think that's too bad. If you want to classify it as bear territory, which it is, that's totally understandable. But I think that's a healthy pullback and something that we would want to see in a move that climbed 167% or 140% in a span of a month. That's quite a bit. I do like what Mitch Hoke was saying, Neil, in terms of playing catch up from a market cap standpoint and what they have going on with their stack. AMD is a really good play in my opinion.
It's hard to argue with it. I'm not going to pretend to argue with it, but because I know I was wrong about that one. Like a lot of things have gone well in the AI trade, because it's like you couldn't have. The only way to have failed was to have sold something early. So it's like inevitably like if you had a high flyer and you chose to trim it to any significant amount, it's just like it ended up being wrong. So what are you going to do? Like AMD was that one for me. And no amount of any other things going up is going to make me feel better about it. That's just how it is. There are some pretty significant imbalances on the early look right now. Just in terms of size, like you've got CDE at 8 million to the sell side. You've got USAS was just actually popping around. That was higher, now 2 million. VZLA, VZLA, 2.4 million to the sell side. FSM, 3.3 million sell. It's pretty early for all this. It's not like it's. So it is the third Friday.
It is, yes.
Right? Like it's usually you think of that as being past the halfway point, but because this Friday's on the 15th, this is the third Friday, so you will have a little bit more activity at the open and the close from a volatility standpoint.
Yeah.
So there's a few names in here already that are pretty big, none of which I was able to find have index actions from what I can tell. So all of these are kind of out of nowhere. Especially that CDE. That's pretty decent at 8 million. That's more than half of the volume of the day. So I've thrown that up. Kind of given up on like Tesla. You know what? It is what it is. Like I'm looking long when it's a short. If you're ever looking long when something is a short, your best case scenario is that at least you get in at the right time. But took a break-even stop. Shouldn't have. Should have at least let it ride further. Shouldn't have waited for VWAP, but that is what it is on Tesla. I'm telling you this much. I'm kind of default the other direction on Tesla on Monday, and the 420 should tell you why.
Okay.
Yeah, we're cresting down into this 420. I don't know if it's going to break down at the close here, but there's definitely a resistance, sort of rollover, and a flat-ish bottom break here for Tesla. Like it just feels like. You know, we had it's a pretty good rally. Whoops. Like, it's a pretty good rally off that trend break. This one, I'll just draw the top of it. I'll just kind of draw the top of it. I don't need to draw the support. Pretty good rally off that trend break, but we've gone right into the lower high where the head and shoulders was before, and we've made that reversal. Jay Lee just said it's heading back to 350. I don't know that I'm not taking it that far. But I think at least a test of the 400 to the 200, somewhere here to the 200 period moving average feels like a no-brainer to me. So I'm going to be coming in next week looking bearish on Tesla. Maybe it's all the way to the 50. I can't bring myself to think we're going all the way back to 350 yet. That will require everything brew.
Thank you.
Not a bad idea. Thanks for keeping it fun all day. Love.
Thank you.
Gabe Owner.
Yeah, thanks, Gabe.
You.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you, man.
Everything grew for the weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, man. It's in Toronto. It's nice weather. Things are starting to look a little bit brighter. Yeah, we're going to get the queue going. We're going to get outside. We're going to do a lot of things. Assassino's loving it for sure. He's all excited about that weather. Ramin, too. Hey, Joe, what's my baby's name? His name is Milo.
Oh, boy. We're still on this one, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought we were off it. But anyways, we're still sitting in this, guys. We went through our watch list to see how some of the memory plays are
great dad, Joe.
Pardon me?
You'll be a great
I appreciate that, man. I would like to think so.
Joe's not actually having a baby.
I'm not. But when
You'll
I
be a good dad.
I think so. I think I'd be a pretty good one. I hope to be. Anyways, like you said, man, you're just gonna try your best and try to put them in the best case scenarios and the best opportunity to succeed in life. So that's the narrative. That's the goal. Hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, then I apologize, but we're not gonna think like that whatsoever. As for Coinbase, Neil, I've been looking at this level 219, 220 mark, looking for that to break. It hasn't broke yet, and I've tested it on multiple occasions, okay? So I'm not in love with this. At some point it will, and I think when it does, there's gonna be a lot of volatility and momentum in that direction. Now, CrowdStrike, we're going through a little bit more of our names, putting in that new all-time high, 595. Just
let it ride.
Yeah, let this bad boy
let that ride.
This thing is hot fire right now. So that's looking really good. What has Netflix done today? Because it was going opposite. It was going opposite the market. What did they say now?
No, Steve M in the chat.
What did Steve M say?
That's fine.
Yeah, all right. Don't even see what.
Apparently, I fall for a lot of stuff.
Why?
If you put, I'll just read anything.
Yeah,
apparently.
read it, man.
No.
Oh,
not,
don't read it. Oh, okay.
Apparently, I'll fall for it.
Blicky, you guys want to see Milo? I mean, I show you guys him all the time. We have pictures of him.
Yeah, you've shown Milo before.
I show pictures of him all the time, man. I'll show you a picture of, oh, look. Yes, he's all coned up right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's all coned up. I don't know if yeah, he's all coned up right now. We can't really see too much, but
No, further, yeah.
Yeah, he's all coned up right now. I would say why, but it's probably not appropriate for TV. He's a licker, that's for sure. We'll leave it at that.
Well, no, you kind of just said it.
So yeah.
Now you said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I would like to say it. Look, him and I on the hike not too long ago, man. He's out on the trails with the boy and stuff like that. So we got a lot. I'll show you one more before we send things off, but. There's one you can maybe see.
There you go.
Yeah, there he is, man. Yeah, that's my guy right there. That's my best buddy. When they say I had a dog before, Zeke loved him, but I also love Milo as well too. So Zeke was a big king shepherd. He was the bee's knees. Yeah, he was the king of the street. No one messed around with that guy. But I fully understand now that I'm even a little bit older on why they say dogs are a man's best friend. For sure, man.
We got another one. Appreciate all the super chats this afternoon. It's a Friday afternoon thing, I feel sometimes. Massive day with Microsoft calls expiring today. Well, Microsoft has been a winner. This is one of keep in mind, you know what? Let me leave this chart up for a second, just so you can think of the context. Right, like this is the NASDAQ, kind of lost it back into VWAP, and maybe we're getting a bounce now, but we're off like 1.25%, and Microsoft is up 4%. If this is real, we were talking about it this morning. It was this morning, right? Where we were saying it was this morning. One of the things we were pointing out is like the IGV and the software names have already broken trend on the daily and are going higher. And now it's Microsoft and Palantir's turn to join that party because they're only now breaking out. And Palantir isn't even doing it yet. Like Palantir isn't even at that crest. So, you know, sometimes it's that next thing. If the rally was being led by a few names, now you get the software coming back in. And once they start, if Microsoft seals a deal, that's the next wave of the rally. It's not always, like, bull markets don't get led by the same thing for the entire time. Like, you get the baton passed. And if we're going to pass it to the software names, they got a lot of room to run, and Microsoft will be the leader of the pack. Let's go to Adara. Less than 10 minutes till the balances.
Unfortunately, a dark story to talk about here with AMGN. As you can see here, Amgen did just spike lower. It dropped like $2. Right now, continuing to drop. Now, the news here is Wall Street Journal reporting that, unfortunately, 20 people in Japan reportedly passed away after taking an Amgen drug for rare immune diseases. Apparently, the pharmaceutical company which sells the drug in Japan, Kissei Pharmaceutical, has warned doctors to stop prescribing it to new patients. So some concerns here about AMGN's drug, which apparently, unfortunately, did lead to the deaths of 20 people in Japan. Back to you.
That sucks. That's bad news.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Let's try to. Let's see. The thing is, I was gonna try to turn things to a little bit more of a positive note, but then I had BM&R up here.
That's the wrong stuff.
Yeah, it's completely the wrong stock. I'm excited. Yeah, pull CrowdStrike or Apple or something back up there, 300 as I put in that all-time high. No, but honestly, you don't like hearing that stuff, man. It's not good. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I mean, wishes go out to the family.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent-looking chart.
There's a good one. Rum?
Yeah, rum's pickle.
Rum. Pickle me timber.
Oh, pickle me timbers. It's Friday afternoon. How do you both feel about rum in the short term? Well, actually, you know, I've always been a rum guy. I've been into bourbon, but like with the whole trade thing, we can't get bourbon here in Canada anymore. So, you know, you go back to your roots with rum. No, I know, I'm just joking. Say the next 3 to 6 months with their data center acquisition. Thanks and have a great weekend. Well, remember all the questions that we keep getting about things in a downward trend and allow them to break out of said downward trends? Finally, we get a question where I can say, I may not be in it and I'm not buying it, but the downward trend was broken. You're above 50, you're above 200, you have a positive catalyst. The only minor concern, if I do this, is it's in a pretty somewhat defined channel since the breakout. So if it loses the channel, it's gonna need to find a support. The 6 looks like something here, like that 6 corresponds with the 50-period moving average. So you got some good technical stuff going on there. And you do have a nice upward channel. What's cool about upward channels is they get really bullish if they break out the top, right? Like people always think of, oh, if the up channel continues, great. Well, you get parabolic if you break it to the upside. But it works in both directions. So today, down 10%, it's actually testing pretty heavily that bottom. It's trying to put in another wick where the buy support is holding that trend, and it's barely doing it today. Like it's closing, trying to do that today. So there's a chance it's going to maintain that structure. But if you like it for the long term, then what do you care what I think? If you're looking at something for technicals and whatnot, that's why you would ask. For sure. Do you see any, David, first of all, David Holyfield, do you see any good swing trades for the weekend? Well, I've never swung short.
Yeah.
Is what my answer will be.
Short?
No, just everything, most of the stuff that I looked at, like we were talking about Tesla there, and that chart didn't look very good, and that kind of looks like rollover, breakdown.
I agree.
I could make the same comment about Intel. Like Intel, there was like one little long in Intel that was good today. Whatever. Intel did it again. It just did this weird, there was like a range that it had and you had like one chance to grab it. And if you did it again, it was the same range that you were getting before. But it's stair-stepping to the downside. Like that's got some structure, but it's probably a little bit too far gone. I guess if you pull up Tesla on the daily chart, you get the idea. Like that looks like the first day of like a trend break. And I don't know where we're headed down there somewhere. And most things have that feel to it. Like we're starting something. Maybe I'm not looking at enough charts. So my answer is I haven't seen anything that I find remotely enticing.
Oh, maybe what we were talking about not too long, ASTS, right? ASTS not too bad. It's still a downtrend though, right? This downtrend is still fully intact. Maybe CrowdStrike, like the cybersecurity names, CRWD. But are we starting to get a little bit extended, like we were talking about within the memory plays? So, I mean, yeah, I'm with Neil on that one. I think it's a little bit tougher of a play unless you're willing to sit short. But then you also have to think over the weekend, or you have to wait at least until 8 p.m. on Sunday evening, right? 8 p.m. Sunday evening is when you can start to execute once again. Maybe that'll be a little bit of a teller. So you technically have a not quite 48 hours, I think. Is it? No, I don't even think so. Yeah, a little bit more, yeah. It's going to be definitely more than that. I'm not doing the math good in my head. But anyways, aside from that, like, are you willing to do so? I swing long over. I remember over the weekend I used to all the time, but it depends what you're looking to get involved with. CrowdStrike, maybe one of them. Look for signs of strength.
CrowdStrike is strong.
Hell, it's strong. But are you going to be buying it up here to
like you're not getting a consolidation. You're not getting a dip in the prior high. You're literally just buying the high in an upward trend. Like there's nothing. Like if there was something that was like here, like that looked like crowd, but pulling back, like if you were getting crowd at 560, come to my chart for a second. Like if you were getting crowd on a dip back into the prior high in an uptrend, that's a pretty solid setup. But this is super good stock and love it. I own it. It's awesome. But what are we doing with it at that point? Arun Warrior says, look at Lumentum. Okay, let's look at Lumentum. Hey man, Lumentum's great. Look at that 50 period. Look at the 50 period so that I don't have to draw you a trend line. Just kind of look a little bit above the 50 SMA on the daily, and it's been holding it this entire time. But if you're buying, like even in this, like if you were buying the dip on that, like look how far away it is from the support. I don't see anything there.
They joined the NASDAQ as of Monday morning, so Lumentum's in balances tonight.
Well, it's a NASDAQ stock. So remember, we don't get an early look. If it was a New York stock going into the S&P 500, I would have railed on like, this is what it looks like now. This is what the early look imbalance is. But with a NASDAQ stock, you have no clue until it opens. Not it opens, until they disseminate the imbalance to 350. See, it's like New York and then Amex.am or the NYSE American. Mm-hmm. Great way to tell how long someone's been trading. Do they still call these things Amex? And if you still say Amex, then you've been around a while. And if you say NYSE American, then either you're trying to say it the right way for the last decade, because they changed it a long time ago and I'm still not used to it. And why wouldn't Amex, man? It was good. I like the Amex. But yeah, we'll find out in a couple of minutes whether it comes out the right way. Oftentimes, you'll see even on like a big addition or upweight or delete, there's a lot of times it just flat out comes in the other direction. Like like the imbalance shows up in the wrong direction. And it's a bit of a gamble if you try to just guess that it's going to be a buy. Like, I'm just going to sit long in light right here. And if it comes out a buy, I win. Just ask yourself a question. If everyone's expecting buy and this thing comes out a sell in 90 seconds, do you think you can hit the bid faster than the algorithms? That's the only question you have to ask yourself. And I have found over the years, the answer to that is a resounding no. So I try not to sit in these types ever. It makes it difficult because you have to figure, is it a move worth chasing if it breaks out the top? Or can you get a good dip buy to then play into the high? That's all you're asking yourself with these kind of index actions.
Yeah, a couple super chats here. 2%, great week. Thank you, easy peasy. Oh, thanks, 0.2%. Have a good one, man. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Hopefully, wherever you are, it's really nice out. Time for Joe to vibe, code, imbalance, algo. Yo, Wisp. Oh my, that one's actually pretty easy. Like, I think if you don't want it to trigger as often. So what I've come to discover is that specificity obviously extremely key. But if you're more specific in the criteria that you put into your algorithm, the chances are the less it's going to trigger. And with that being said, the less it's going to be triggered with specific algos that I've created, the higher the accuracy and the higher the win rate tends to be. You're more specific. So there's more things that need to fall into place in order for you to put on that position. I have a wicked one.
The thing I was going to say about the imbalance one,
yeah.
It's a very crowded, I'm going to react to the imbalance data coming in, and your ability, let me finish that, because the imbalances came out.
They just dropped.
Here, so you've got, wow, it's not even on there. CB's still there. MVST's 3 million to the buy side. Poet's a sell of 2.2 million. I don't even see light anywhere. WBD is somehow, for a reason unknown, 2.3 million to the buy side. Intel's a sell of 1.7 million. Scroll down, we've got no big names. BMNR is a sell of 1.4 million. Walmart's a sell of 1.3 million. Overall, the market's a 900 million sell, and the NASDAQ is a 1.5. Okay, so Lumentum 7, I did this. I had another one up there so I can see Lumentum. 765,000 buy side. So 750,000 to the buy side for Lumentum, and it wasn't that big, and this is what happened. It went in the other direction. What I was going to say, we want to make sure I got the imbalances for you guys. That trade of I'm going to just read the imbalance information digitally, write a code, and it's going to take the trade for you. That is a very crowded trade. Your ability to succeed on that trade, quite frankly, has to do with how quickly you can execute. If you are not co-located and you do not have the ability to execute as fast as the big name bots, you're going to have a very large lag on that trade. Believe me when I tell you, lots of traders have coded things, and there was a time when we still had the ability to be good enough, but that just gets stripped away over time because you have traders and firms that are just too close. Their lines are just too close. It's just.
So I want to hear your opinion on this. Again, I haven't traded, like I've taken a couple, by no means am I any of the most experienced. Jose is big on the imbalances, Neil, Sean, those guys love to take it. I take it on MSCI days, and other than that, but what I was actually thinking, and I'll just tell you guys straight up, I don't really care, and I want to get your opinion on this as well too, Neil. So I don't want this thing to trigger every day. So what I want to do is collect a sample set of the largest imbalances from multiple years of MSCI days. So it only triggers 4 times a year, right? So you take the largest one and you say you take the largest of each quarter and you put that into an average and you say you only take the direction of the imbalance with a notional value or an imbalance greater than X number at 355. Right? So in the direction, you wait till 355, and then sure enough, once that hits, you get the rebalances. If it hits that criteria, then you go the direction of the imbalance.
But people have done that.
It's not like it's rocket science or anything along those lines.
No, it's not. But that's a lot of what gets done.
Pretty much.
Normally.
Yeah.
It's not an uncommon trade. I find that the problem with it is it's public information. Like, see the imbalance locator? If you have level 1 or if you have level 2 access. It's in the SIP, so your broker probably could be giving it to you, and you could be looking at. Ours is the locator is just coded in so that we have like a little thing we can open up, and then we get the data. But pretty much any trading platform, everyone sees this information. It's not something.
It's no secret.
What is CSPG? I thought that was already closed. Yeah, like everything. It's not like it's new data, everyone has that ability, and the problem is, there are traders that are bigger and faster that have eroded a lot of the alpha in the trade. So yeah, great, but the amount of times where you can just make your month, it's few and far between. That's all. So you really have to pick your spots with it, and it's not the easiest thing to decide which ones by like hard criteria, because like the more obvious your criteria is, then the more obvious it is to everyone else as well.
The less specific.
NVIDIA, I don't know if I missed this or it just popped up. But NVIDIA wasn't 2.7 sell before. I don't think it was, because I don't think I saw that. It is now 2.7 million. Remember, 1 minute until it bounces. Possibly flip.
Yeah, we got all out as the tape started to accelerate a little bit. Bro, I don't even know what that means. What am I I don't think I'm gaslighting anything, to be honest. TQs, I know you're just messing with me. We're down 4%, so we finished down 2.2% here on the NASDAQ, Neil. We got all out of the TQs trade right around this level, 75.71, now printing 75.44. It was a nice short off of off the top, and the tape is really weak. Look at the weakness within the time and sales, and sure enough, we're continuing to sell here as options expiration is definitely in full effect, and boom, lots of downticks and even more aggressive flushes to the downside here.
Well, NVIDIA is now 4 million sell.
There you go.
NVIDIA got so usually I'm expecting things to pair off going into 55. NVIDIA went into 4 million and then paired off.
What is NVDA doing?
That was crazy. It just went to 4, then paired to 1 on NVIDIA just there. Wow. And it's tanking.
It's tanking.
Yeah, so that selling balance really took NVIDIA to the downside.
That
and apparently ASCS also did make that high. Someone was pointing out to me in the chat. But when I used that as an example, I was being theoretical. I was just making an example of a potential trade. I wasn't actually thinking it was a short. I wasn't. There was positive news on it. I was just using the example of a trend break there. But NVIDIA selling off, obviously the Q is going to sell off with NVIDIA. That makes logical sense. I can't believe we'd give this much back. It looked so bullish. The ability to close that gap on the futures to go right into where we were yesterday at the lows, or at least at the open, and then we give it up. This is part of the reason I'm going to lean bearish on Monday morning. I just can't get away from the feeling that this is the start of a temporary top. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day yesterday, I was like, yeah, it feels like a temporary top. There were enough longs today that made it work out. At one point, NVIDIA was a good long. At one point, Tesla was a good long. That's not true at the end of the day here, and I have a hard time. Anything can happen over the weekend, but I have a hard time not feeling bearish come Monday morning.
Yeah, I hear you. There it goes, 225. It's at a discount. I'm going to be looking to grab a little bit more of that, yeah. So we'll be patient and wait for that to come into play. We had a high. I mean, we're down $13 off of the high here on NVDA, and that's from the pre-market high of around 238, right? So this is a pretty aggressive selling, a big top tick there, down 5%. You're down 4.5% here today on the session. So that's not very nice of you, E40. E46. That's not very nice, bro. All right. I mean, it is. That made me chuckle, man. Yeah, that made me funny. Anyways, aside from that, like here it is, down 4.5% to the downside. We were trading FIG. FIG was a good one here on the day. We'll pull that one up here. We'll do a quick trade review as we have 3 minutes left on the session. Yeah, E46.
There's the keys in it.
Yeah, we hit the bro, man. That's crazy, man. That's pure rage bait. That's pure rage bait right there for sure. That stuff makes me funny. Cause, anyways, aside from that, wasn't too bad. IBIT was our only fault here, our only blemish here on the day, and we're okay with it at the end of it, right? So we're just accepting of what it is. 2 losses, yeah, emotional. A couple of tough trades on IBIT, but we are fortunate to pick up a couple other things here throughout the day. So, yeah, I hope everyone had a fantastic one. Again, as we wind things down, it's leading into the weekend. Canadian long weekend.
True.
And then the following one, not next Monday, but the following Monday is Memorial Day, I believe. Someone in the chat said have a happy Memorial Day, so I think you're a week ahead of yourself.
You're a week early.
Yeah, you're a week early. We will be here on Monday, bright and early, same time, 8 a.m., and we're all looking forward to it.
You seen this, like, Cerberus?
What's it doing? Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, hey, man.
This is the face of dude who's best stock this year, and I'm still pissed off at it.
Yeah, that's all right,
Pissed off, man.
Yeah,
Pissed off, man.
The thing is, though, there's always going to be another trade. You know, I don't know what I'm telling you, man.
They're popping. Look,
30 years
they're popping
straight.
off that happy birthday thing.
Yeah.
I thought we decided to shift that to congratulations, Joe, for the baby. We're not doing the it's Neil's birthday. We're doing the pretend that Joe's having a baby. That's
Okay.
what we're doing.
Appreciate you guys, man.
So, Adara, don't worry about it.
Why are we doing either of these? That's what I was.
That's how we're rolling.
Okay, all right.
Okay, now we're saying happy birthday, Adara.
Happy birthday,
So
Adara.
here's what I want to see.
is Adara's
It's
birthday.
the final minute of the week, and everybody in the chat right now, if you're not in the chat, hit the sub so you can jump in the chat right now, and let's throw it in. Happy birthday, Adara. It is now, Adara. Happy birthday, Adara.
Congrats, Selena.
This is what it's all about. Hope you have a good one.
Yeah, man.
You know, grab some drinks, get on the patio, do whatever it is that you do. Happy birthday to Adara. There it is. It's popping off. 20 seconds to go. Everyone understands it's such an important thing. Holidays are great. Memorial Day in a week is great.
Adara's
the
birthday
SpaceX
is
IPO
better.
on the 12th is going to be great, but Adara's birthday is so much more important than any of those things. Happy birthday, Adara.
We're going to be celebrating.
We're going to be celebrating all weekend on your behalf. So the closing bell brought to you by Adara's birthday, everybody.
There we go.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll, man. That's how we stock and roll. Once again, we can't say it enough. We love every single one of you. You guys are all hilarious. We did the roll call leading at the end of the day. It was a good one. Multiple trades here today, and we're going to do the exact same thing come Monday morning, right? Whether we're trash or not, you know, we're going to be here. We're going to be here bright and early. We're going to be here bright and early. So I hope everyone has a good one. Hit the barbecue. Hit whatever you're going to do. Make sure you guys get out into the gym. Go for that run, enjoy outside, eliminate some of the screen time, but then make sure you lock in Sunday. Blue Ocean opens up at 8 p.m. Be there sharp. Go over your charting, go over your trades, and make sure you are locked in for Monday morning.
Oddly enough, Dave, would you believe it? It's her 21st birthday.
Would you know?
How did you even know?
How did you know?
You do not say a lady's age, but
this
if you guess it, then we're gonna say it.
Wow,
Well,
not a day over, because she is not.
And for the super chat, Dave, and also thank you all for the wishes. I should clarify it is not my birthday.
Oh.
My birthday is January 1st.
Oh.
But thank you all so much for the kind words and for the support. I love being a part of this community because win, lose, or draw, we out here.
Yeah, we are out here. That's for sure.
You can still say it, but you're still getting happy birthday.
Yeah,
See, they're still saying happy birthday. More happy birthdays. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. If you're in Canada, enjoy the long weekend, but also still come back because the U.S. markets are open on Monday.
8 a.m.
Maybe a holiday in Canada. We'll still be here at 8 a.m. Everyone have a fantastic one. Thank you for all of the really positive messages today and the good chat and the good day in the market.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, let's
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Adara. We'll see you on Monday.
All right, man. See you guys.
Might as well end it with that anyway.
Later, guys.